Alright, so kind of done this shape in the last part. So now we can start making kind of side parts or the kind of sideburns on it, and we can start doing more details on the head. And there kind of a couple of things kind of comes down, or like these flaps. So what I'm gonna call it, I guess it's gonna be kind of the gills or something. So it's kind of like rectangles, or rectangles that comes out, and then kind of ones that's more like cylinder shape. Then this kind of wing kind of shape. It's kind of use the same kind of idea like on the tail fin. So, and the whiskers, I think I'm gonna do those 8 parts in this videos, and then kind of make a little bit more effort in explaining when I do the face part, or in the mouth and the eyes and kind of the crown. So we're gonna do this part now. So I'm gonna do 4 of these squares and 2 of those, and kind of the whiskers and the wing things. So yeah, I'm gonna start doing those kind of rectangle shapes that's gonna represent the gills. So yeah, so we're gonna do a chain that's about the size we wanted. Guess we're gonna do those separate. So start the chain. Let's see if we can get this out of the way, not being so. You can replicate this 4 times on this part, so it's pretty much simple simple chain of a couple. I don't know how many it's gonna be. You guys can feel how big it's need to be. One more. So yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so chain of 6, and we're gonna do something I did on my Tokyo Ghoul mask on the eye patch. We're gonna do this. So we're gonna chain 1 more, then chain on one side of the chain, like so. So when we come to the end, we're gonna do the other side of the V of the chain. So like so. So now we can have the base on how we're gonna do it. So now we just gonna do a couple of rows, just about, it's gonna be about 6 or 7 rows around, if that makes sense. So like so. So now we can have this square, and we just gonna can I not get it? Do like so, and just fast it. And now I'm gonna leave about a good sew-in tail for later. So about that much, and cut with something you have close. So like now you're gonna do 3 more of those, it's gonna be 4 days, and 2 of those kind of like so. So now I've done 4 of these kind of square or rectangle kind of pieces, and I'm laid kind of like a sewing edge on it. So now we're gonna do 2 more kind of simple parts. It's kind of, the size is kind of just half of this. So I have chain that's 6 on all these. So now I'm gonna have a chain that's 3 or 4 because of the 0 stitch or the blind stitch that comes. So I'm gonna do a chain that's 1, 2, 3. All right. So do 1 more. Yes. So it's a chain of 4, but the 4th stitch is kind of like you don't can see it, and do kind of like you did, or do exactly like you did on this ones. All right. So now I have done all the small parts, sort of the kind of the, what are you gonna call them, the gill parts. We're gonna call it the gill parts now. So just to make it easier for me to kind of scale up when I do the kind of the fins, I'm gonna sew on these just to kind of get how the scale is gonna come. So this is gonna come kind of like in a V shape down, like so. So there are 2, there are 3 on each side. So it's gonna come down kind of like so. Running kind of really tight together. It's kind of come with the V shape down. Kind of gonna follow this line here. So for reference, I'm gonna try this on other things, and I think it's gonna work. I had this kind of marking tape or for this thing, and I think I can mark without it's kind of knitting up too much of, and I can see how they're gonna come in a V shape, or the V down, to kind of match sides. So I'm gonna try that, see how it goes, and then so like so. So the idea is kind of gonna follow this one. So it's gonna come like so. So I'm gonna sew this on, and I'm gonna try to use this tape as a guide, and they're gonna be interesting to see how good that works. But so just sew it on like all the other parts, or all the other kind of thing, like normal stitches. You can kind of sew and fill them up with stuffing if you want them to be a little bit more standing out. I'm gonna see how it is when I've sewed half of it, and then see if it's gonna be stuff or not. But we can see how that comes. So I'm gonna sew this on and I come back to you. Alright, so now when you have kind of sewn one side, now when you kind of sewn one side, you can see how, if you want to stuff it or not. And I don't know how bulky they are, but I think they're kind of bulky on when you call reference pictures as such. So you cannot stuff them, but you know, not stuff them extremely stuffed. Just kind of like this much, and see how that comes. Get something to help. Yeah, I think it gives a little bit more of a feeling. Because I kind of noticed when I did the first one that's kind of just lies on the shadow, it's kind of give it more of a shape, but depending on how small you do it, it's kind of gonna get it's kind of gonna give the effect whatever. But I think that gives a little bit more of a kind of shape on it. So just continue sewing. So like so. So now I've sewn on one, and I can fast this off with kind of like a nut or something, and with the tape I can kind of see how much down. It's gonna come in an angle so you kind of see all of them. So maybe the tape is not helping me so much, but next is gonna come angle a little bit. So yeah, I can move that. Didn't give it that much shape. All right. So now we have done sewn on it, and it's, I will say it's really fiddling to kind of work around to sew it on, because it's kind of get a little bit hard to handle in a way. So now we're gonna kind of do the kind of wing things, or what you can call it, that goes kind of behind this kind of gill things. We're gonna do this kind of one, and then I think maybe I'm gonna do the whiskers, or you can call them, when I last, because I kind of want to start with doing this kind of wing things. So kind of exactly like we did back then, we kind of used same method, same kind of idea how we're gonna do it. What are we gonna do? We're gonna split it up. So we have about 2 of this instead of one on each side, like we did on this, like we did one on, or if that makes sense. So I'm gonna start by doing about, I don't know, about how big can it be, about slender. It's kind of like I don't know. See how big it can be. I think about 10 centimeters or something. And we can do then. Gonna start it exactly like we did this once, but I think we're gonna do it a little bit smaller. So right, now we're done about the length, and I can see how long I actually did it. I think it's about 11 centimeters or so. Yeah. So it was close to 10 centimeters, and I made both sides. So yeah. So I'm gonna do it the same way we did the fin, with kind of coming up, and then you shrink down, or you force down middle, or what I call it before. So we're gonna do, there's the middle. I don't know the best way to explain it, but gonna to do a chain is gonna represent this part. That's one of the British side, or you can call it. So most important thing is you can gonna do a left and right side, or left and right. That's kind of the only thing you really need to remember when you do it. So you can get this on the front or on the back, depending on if you want it flat or if you want it to show. And that's just you closing it up on the side you want it to be on. But so to begin this, I'm gonna do a chain about 6 or something. So yeah. Wait. Let's do, yeah, do it on this. Easier to hide the tail. So we're gonna just sneak in this tail first. So let's just make an easy fix here. Can I just to fast it on and kind of work this in. Yeah. So, like with the fin, to get a nice edge, you're gonna work not on this side when you do the stitches. The first stitches you're gonna work on. Working this way, so the stitch is gonna form together with, that's like so, but do this one together. So stitch is gonna come so. So you do stitches. So instead of doing them like over, like taking it over like so, you're gonna do it gonna take the crochet hook and start them over like so. This kind of gives a nicer stitch, I think, and you kind of center the thread to the middle of the stitch and not kind of give a loop over, if that makes sense. But yeah, so you're gonna crochet to come to about the middle, then you're gonna do a chain up. That's gonna represent one of the gonna represent this instead, this kind of thing in the white. So yeah. Like so. So now we're gonna do a chain that goes up. So I don't know how deep I want it, but I guess about 6 stitches up. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like so. So now this is kind of gonna get forced, so this is gonna come like so. So this is the kind of the middle or the center of this kind of form. So do 1 stitch, and to make it smooth you're gonna crochet on, kind of like when you did this and when you get around. So this side is gonna be on. So you're gonna crochet down one side of the kind of the V shape on the chain. Like so. So what you can do is when you come to the middle of this kind of row is kind of shrink it down in the middle, or what you can call it. So do 2 more. So the middle on this one, or this white part, is there. So to kind of help with the form already. So this is gonna be 1, 2 together. And continue. Like so. So now it's kind of depending on which side it's gonna be on. So I'm gonna have this as my maybe you can, depending on how big you want it, you can do a couple of more rows back and forth, but depending on how I want it, I kind of made it a little bit more open, like a bat's wing. But if you look at art, it's kind of more like going in like so. So I think I'm gonna try to make it more round. So I'm gonna do 1 more. So now you have this kind of shape. So So the idea is to crochet down and then close this up. So like so. So now I have kind of like two options how I can close it. I'm gonna try to do a thing that I kind of did on this part when I close this, because I think it's kind of good. Give a kind of nice edge on both sides. So I'm gonna do one more stitch, and it's gonna be a half stitch, or yeah, half stitch. And then if you do like normal stitches, like you're gonna just close it like so, but with this one kind of gonna do knots, or if that makes sense. So make sure this is kind of tight. And close it. Like so. So this part. So you can again do a knot on all the stitches. So next one. So now you can work this. You can do knots too, because it's gonna make it slimmer too. I'm gonna work it over to the edge. The only thing with you do this is you can't go back if you do something wrong, because you cannot have done a knot all the way up. It's the only drawbacks by doing this that I can think of. So yeah, so when you do this, or if I come back when I come for it, but you can have this kind of like an open wing, so you go and do kind of the same, but when you come here to the end, you can do a little shorter, you do kind of like a chain two, where you do a little shorter chain that's about the half, to give kind of like a smaller little edge, because it's gonna be an overlap. It's not gonna be like the fish tail. If I can show, you're gonna have it's hanging out over like so. So you do kind of like the side that's a little shorter than the one you did there. But yeah. So just crochet on the other side that you leave free. Like so on this side you're gonna do chain that's kind of like a little shorter than that, so a chain that's about 4 or something. Yeah, 4 or 3 or 4. I think 3 is best, because I kind of want, it's gonna be a little bit, what you can call it, it's gonna have this shape. Yeah, so just like before. Alright, so now I'm done with those, and I did a little bit of flip that's open, just to give a little bit more of a shape that's a little bit more unique, or we call it. So I'm gonna sew them on, and also I did whiskers off camera, just because they're not so interesting to watch, but the idea is you can make an S shape. So it's kind of the same principle like when I did body. So you start doing this kind of like the same like you did here, but you close it up and then you start a new one, kind of like when like you did on the body. So I did I start one and then I close it up, and I start another, and I close that to get this kind of S shape. So I did it 3 times. I start a new one or something. So I start a new one 2 times on the small one, just to get this really overhang, kind of like a hook, or like a hook or something. So yeah, but I did them off camera because they're kind of boring. Leave a comment if you want a more explanation on that, but I think it's kind of through and through kind of easy to do. But so to complete this kind of range of small parts, it's gonna come about there, or it's gonna come, you're gonna sew it on about here, and then the whiskers just come so under, like so. So I'm gonna do that, and then I come back to you. Alright, so now I have done that, and it's kind of centered, more or less. So yeah, so you can kind of see why I said you have to do a left and right side of them, because they're kind of give an infold that's kind of comes, or what you can call it, it's kind of scoop to one side one way or another, and you kind of get bumps on the sides, more or less, if you do kind of like exactly like I did on a fin. But yeah, so I think it looks kind of off-centered, but it's because kind of the ball's metal, where it fits in, it's kind of off-center. But I think when the mouth's coming in, then it's kind of gonna center out a little bit. But yeah, so it kind of looks like a weird kind of winged demon or something right now, but when the face and eyes and crown, and then, but that's all for this video, so bye.